Okay, fine. So let us start. Hello everyone. I'm myself Dr. Deepti Kare. I'm MD PhD Physiology and I'm your educator for physiology. Okay. So as we have discussed, so in today's class we will discuss about smooth muscle. Okay. Before starting my class, I would like to announce again that you can get all my soft copies of all my lectures that is available on the application, and that is Vesalius. Okay, so you can download the application, and after downloading you have to subscribe to get the you have to subscribe the application so that you can get all the notes. Okay, fine. Next is, if you wish to get hard copy, you have to order either on Flipkart or Amazon. Okay, so either Flipkart or Amazon, on any of them you can order and you can get your copy of the physiology notes which I am taking in this lectures. Fine. Now, so before starting the class, as I told you that I'll be having a lucky draw on 25th. So I have created my WhatsApp group, and I told you to join the WhatsApp group, and this WhatsApp group you will be having lucky draw once in every month. Okay, on the last week of every month we'll be having a lucky draw, so be ready for that. If you are not watching me live, you can watch it later on also, and I will announce, or I will send the number in my WhatsApp group also. So you can see here, this I have created all these cheats. You can see here, these are the cheats from which I'm just picking up one cheat. You can see here, created cheats here. You can see from which I'm picking up one cheat, and the lucky winner you can see here. So all the cheats are here available. Okay, fine. So I'll be having lucky draw of one member, and the member who is there in the WhatsApp group is getting the gift of my book. Okay, this is promotional event. You can see here. So I'm just picking up a cheat, and let's see whether your number is there or not. And the lucky number you can see here, that is the number is, you can see here, I'm just writing. So if you're watching me, and I will also announce the same number in my WhatsApp group. Okay, so if you have not joined my WhatsApp group, you please join my group. The lucky winner number, that is 98791 81774. Okay, so I don't know who is this, but if you are watching me and if your is this lucky number, then you can just send me your address and I will courier the book to you. Okay, fine. So this is about our promotional event. Okay, now let us continue with our today's topic, that is smooth muscle. Okay, so in smooth muscle we will discuss starting with the physiological anatomy of smooth muscle. Okay, now what is this physiological anatomy, how the smooth muscles are there, how are they differ from skeletal muscle and cardiac muscle. Okay, so smooth muscles, as we all know that we have three kinds of muscles: cardiac muscles, skeletal muscles, and smooth muscles. Okay, this skeletal muscles, they are voluntary and striated. Okay, cardiac muscles are involuntary and non-striated, and involuntary and striated, and smooth muscles are involuntary and non-striated. Okay, fine. Now, so the smooth muscles, they are also known as plain muscles. Okay, why plain muscles? Because they are non-striated. Okay, cross striations are absent. Okay, now involuntary, they are involuntary because they are not under control of our will. Their activity is controlled by autonomic nervous system. Fine. Now, smooth muscles, This smooth muscle cell, what is the shape of the cell? The cell, they are spindle shaped. Spindle or fusiform shaped. Okay. And the dimension is variable. Okay. Another important thing here, this smooth muscles, they are aggregated and they form layers. The layers of variable thickness, they are present. Variable thickness layers are there. Okay. And this smooth muscles are present in sheets of smooth muscle or bundles of smooth muscle. Okay, fine, they are present. It is like this, you can see here in this diagram, sheets are present. Fine. Now this smooth muscle, plasma membrane of the smooth muscle, that is surrounded by, you can see this is the plasma membrane that is surrounded by external lamina. Okay. And adjacent smooth muscle cells, they are connected to each other by gap junctions, you can see here. Okay. So in single unit smooth muscle, they act as syncytium, single unit. Okay. They have a nucleus which is centrally placed, not like skeletal muscle. Skeletal muscle nucleus is not centrally placed. Okay. Sarcoplasm contains mitochondria. It contains Golgi apparatus. Also contains granular endoplasmic reticulum or rough endoplasmic reticulum, and also free ribosomes are there, myofibrils, and intermediate filaments. Try to remember all. Mitochondria, you can see, Golgi apparatus, rough endoplasmic reticulum, free ribosomes are also there, and myofibrils and intermediate filaments are present. Fine. Now, another is sarcoplasmic reticulum. Here, this is poorly developed in smooth muscle. It is well developed in skeletal muscle. Okay. And T tubules are absent in skeletal smooth muscle. Okay. Energy requirement for that smooth muscles, they are dependent on the glycolysis. Okay. They dependent on the glycolysis. And cytoplasm of the smooth muscle, they contain calcium binding protein that is known as calmodulin. It is written here. And this calmodulin is structurally related to the troponin. Troponin is not present in the smooth muscle. So many times this may be asked as a this question, MCQ question. That is, troponin is absent in the smooth muscle. Okay. And instead of that, we have calmodulin. Fine. Now, smooth muscle, they have less amount of thick and thin filament. As we all know, thick filaments, they are your myosin filaments, and thin are actin filaments. So these are less in amount. Okay. And you can see here Z line, that is also present, but it is not well defined. Okay. Not well defined. Okay. Intermediate filaments are there. You can see here, this blue colored are intermediate filaments. This one. Okay, fine. Now, these intermediate filaments are present in between thick and thin filaments. Thick and thin filaments. And this intermediate filament, what is the role? They provide support to the cytoskeleton. Cytoskeleton. Okay, and therefore, and another important function, one is support, and second, it is important for the contraction of the muscle. Contraction of smooth muscle. Fine. Now, another is myosin. Here you can see this is myosin, but myosin is present, but it is not well developed, or you can say it is not well organized like skeletal muscle. So myosin is different from the skeletal muscle, that it binds to the actin only if the light chain is phosphorylated, and there is light chain phosphorylase kinase. Okay, light chain gets phosphorylated and it binds with the actin. Actin binds with the myosin. Fine. And thin filament in actin, as we have discussed, troponin is absent. Okay. So this is the myosin head, and that gets phosphorylated. Now, another important structural characteristic is, you can see here the cell membrane. This one, cell membrane shows pits. These are the pits, and they are known as caveoli. Invagination or pits are present, and these caveoles are present, and there is no T tubules. Transverse tubules are absent. Okay. And this caveoli, because of this depression, surface area increases. Surface area of smooth muscle increases. Okay, fine. Now another important thing is another difference between smooth and skeletal muscle, that is, unlike, I'll just show, just a minute. Unlike skeletal muscle, okay, smooth muscle cannot divide after that differentiation is complete. After birth, the differentiation gets completed and then it will not, division is not possible, okay, in skeletal muscle. But smooth muscles, they can divide. Now, another important characteristic here is contractile units of the smooth muscle. These smooth muscles, they are made up of small bundles of interlocking thick and thin filaments. You can see here, this is the thick filament and thin filaments. Thick one, they are myosin, thin, that is actin filaments. Okay, they are irregularly shaped and they are randomly arranged. Okay, and these Z lines are replaced by dense bodies. You can see here, these are the dense bodies present. Okay, and dense bodies are attached to the cell membrane and they are bounded by actinine to the actin. You can see here, between dense body and actin there is actinine. Okay, fine. Now, electron microscopic structure of the smooth muscle. Individual myofibril, that is striated, but striations are not regular like skeletal muscle. So structurally these are non-striated. Okay, they have dense bodies present. You can see here, these are the dense bodies, and these dense bodies are attached to the cell membrane and they are scattered all over the body of the fiber. Okay, another actin filaments, you can see here, these are the attached to this dense bodies, and myosin filaments are situated between these two actin filaments. These are actin, this is myosin filament. Okay, and when smooth muscle contracts, this dense bodies, they are attached with actin filaments, they drawn close to each other. Okay, when they come close to each other, the shape of the smooth muscle changes of in the oval shape from the oblongated shape. Okay, oval, it becomes oval shaped. Okay, fine. Now next is contraction in the smooth muscle. Duration of contraction is longer, but tension produced is less. Long duration of contraction, but less tension is produced. Okay, they have longer, you can say, actin and myosin filaments, and have low myosin ATPase activity. And why the tension developed is less? Because of the latch mechanism we will discuss. Latch mechanism, one of the very important thing that is, we will discuss about the smooth muscle in our later classes. Okay, now next is types of smooth muscle. Mainly two types of smooth muscles are there. You can see here, this is the diagram from standard textbook. Multi-unit smooth muscle and single unit smooth muscle. Hello Kishan, good evening beta. Multi-unit and single unit, which is also known as unitary smooth muscle. Okay, now multi-unit smooth muscle, what is it? You can see here, multiple smooth muscles cell, they have different nerve supply. You can see one cell has got one nerve supply, so it is made up of multiple units. Okay, and they don't have interconnection with each other. So you can see that when this nerve gets stimulated, this smooth muscle gets activated. Okay, so this is multi-unit smooth muscle made up of multiple individual units without interconnecting bridges. So no interconnecting bridges are present. No interconnecting bridges are present. Okay, so they don't act as syncytium. So they don't act as syncytium or single unit. Okay, now where are they located? Where do we have multi-unit smooth muscles in our body? They are present in blood vessels, in epididymis, okay, in vas deferens, okay, in iris of the eye, ciliary body, and in the piloerector muscle of the skin. Fine. And you can see, as we have discussed, each muscle fiber is innervated by one nerve fiber. Okay. Now, so you can see here, when this nerve gets stimulated, you can see here, the particular muscle fiber gets the response. You can see nerve stimulus, release of the neurotransmitter here, and this neurotransmitter causes contraction of this particular single muscle fiber. The neurotransmitter may be acetylcholine or norepinephrine. Okay, but they don't have syncytial activity, they don't have pacemaker like activity. Okay, so they don't act as single unit, they don't have gap junctions also. This muscle cells are not connected with each other. Okay, they all are separated. Okay, it is like, you can see here in the eye, we have this kind of multi-unit smooth muscle. For example, we have hostel rooms. Okay, different rooms are there, each one has one small kitchen, small wardrobe, okay, small bathroom. So this is same thing. So here this is one one muscle fiber, this is second, and each is having one nerve supply. So this is multi-unit smooth muscle. Okay, so single stimulus, when it is stimulated with a single stimulus to the nerve fiber, it causes repeated firing or action potential, and it produces irregular tetanic contraction, then single muscle twitch. Okay, now another important thing, they do not respond to stretch like single unit smooth muscle. When we stretch, there is lengthening reaction that is found in the single unit, we will discuss in detail. Okay, now, so this is your multi-unit smooth muscle, one muscle fiber, one nerve fiber, different units are there. Fine. Now, next one, that is single unit smooth muscle. What is single unit? They have syncytial activity. Commonly visceral smooth muscles are single unit, means you can see here, nerve fiber, single nerve fiber which innervates multiple muscle fibers, so all act as single unit. They are also known as unitary. Why? Because one nerve fiber supplies hundred to thousands of muscle fibers. Most of the visceral smooth muscles are single unit. Which are the single unit? Try to remember examples of single unit smooth muscle. They are present in the viscera like digestive tract, in uterus, in ureter, okay, in urinary bladder, okay, in respiratory tract, and also in some of the blood vessels. So these are single unit smooth muscle. Now, these are arranged in the form of large sheets. You can see here, this is unitary or single unit. You can see here, sheets are there. Okay, and they have gap junctions. You can see here, gap junctions, which are known as low resistance bridges. So you can say that when action potential comes here, it will be transferred to the second, to the third, to all. So you can say that they act as syncytium, syncytium or single unit. Okay, these are unitary or single unit. Okay, they have their own myogenic tone, and this myogenic tone is not dependent on the nerve supply. Means when one action potential, one muscle fiber has got action potential, it will pass through all in spite of, in absence of the nerve supply also. Okay, fine. Now here they also have pacemaker region, means one of the area is pacemaker. So suppose if you are stimulating only this area, you need not to stimulate all the muscles. What happens? Because you are stimulating here, the action potential through gap junction will pass to all the areas. So it has pacemaker, means the area when it is stimulated, the whole muscle will be contracted. Okay, so another important thing here is nervous influences. They modulate the activity of the pacemaker. Means you can see here, this pacemaker activity is increased or decreased by various nervous stimuli, and therefore the whole activity of the smooth muscle is affected. Okay, and when the smooth muscles are stretched, stretching that results in production of active tension. Okay, now when this single unit smooth muscle, they are contracted. Mainly they are stimulated by the stretch, like in the blood vessel or like in the uterus when it is stretched. Stretching stimulate the smooth muscle. Okay, so the muscle present in the blood vessels or in the uterus, as I told you, when they are stretched, okay, the stretching results in stimulation, and this muscle contraction is automatically regulated. Okay, now some non-neural stimuli also regulate the muscle contraction. These non-neural stimuli are hormones and some local tissue factors. Which are the local tissue factors? Like temperature, if it increases or decreases, if there is change in H plus ion concentration or pH, they all affect the smooth muscle contraction. Okay, so these are the other factors. Now, some various types of smooth muscle, single unit smooth muscle, they are circular smooth muscle. Circular means, you can see here, they are just like this circle. So they regulate the diameter. You can see they can increase or decrease the diameter. Circular smooth muscle, when they contract, you can see the diameter decreases. So this circular smooth muscles are commonly present in bronchioles. These are bronchioles. Also in the sphincters and in blood vessels. Okay. Then next are longitudinal. You can see like longer one. This one. Most of the digestive tract, we have both the kinds, circular and longitudinal. Okay, they are present in the digestive tract. We have discussed, in digestive tract 4 layers are there: mucosa, submucosa. If you are watching my videos of digestive tract, you will find this: mucosa, submucosa, muscle layer and serosa. Muscle layer, two types: longitudinal outer and circular inner. Okay, and in the stomach we have extra layer, oblique layer. You can see here, this is the oblique layer in the stomach. What is the role of this oblique layer? This is important for churning action, chopping or churning action. Fine. So this is about the general introductory part of the smooth muscle. Okay, in next class we will discuss about smooth muscle contraction and other characteristic of smooth muscle. Okay, so here after completing smooth muscle, our muscle physiology is getting completed. Then we will start with the cardiac muscle and cardiovascular system. Fine. Again, I repeat, if you wish to get soft copies of all my notes, you can download the application Vesalius and you can subscribe. And to get hard copy, you can order on the Flipkart as well as Amazon Physiology Notes, that is available on both of them. Thank you, Kishan. Thanks for watching me. Thank you all. If you like my video, you can like it, you can share with all your friends, and you can subscribe my channel. Okay, thank you so much.